What up, YouTube? What's going on? I know you guys are probably like, girl, what the hell are you doing here? So, listen, I had a few minutes, so I'm definitely not going to keep y'all long today, but I wanted to share this video with you guys and give my 2 cents and you guys give your thoughts, and then we're going to keep it moving. Um, Shout out to everybody in the building. As you come into the building, you guys hit the like button, hit the thumbs up button, hit it now so you won't forget. Go ahead, hit the like button now. That way we'll get that out the way. So I am back shortly with a video I want to share with you guys. And you guys see the title because I've talked about this before. And child, I didn't think it was as bad as it is. Okay. Baby, y'all, this is crazy. And I wanted to point this out. I wanted to make a video, but the live is just quicker. That way I can get it out there and I can move on. So shout out to everybody watching. How y'all doing? Hope everybody is doing well. Thank you so much for being here, y'all. Hit the like button. Shout out to Alex. What's going on, Alex, my brother? Hope all is good with you. Successful MD in the building. What's going on? Who we got? Jeffrey Woodland. What's going on? Lorenzo Redmond in the building. Shout out to you. Ryan Wedlow. What's going on, Ryan? That's my son's name, Ryan. Brandon McGowan, what's going on? How are you? Gina's Homely Mills, thank you so much for being here, love. I appreciate you. Poolnific, what's going on? I like the name. UFO Kamikaze One, what's going on? How are you? Warren Getty, I hope I said your last name right. Future King, what's going on? And Stephen E or Stephen I 71, what's going on? Charles C, how are you? So shout out to everybody watching, everybody in the building. I hope you guys are doing great. We're going to get right into this video because once again, I'm not going to keep y'all too long. Hit the like button as you come into the building. That definitely helps the channel. So women are really in love with inmates, baby. Child, it's a real thing. And I want to play this clip and I want y'all to chime in. And then I'm going to give my 2 cents and see and show you guys how it ties into the narrative of a lot of modern women. Their thinking, a lot of their thinking process and what they're asking for, and all these unrealistic expectations that I always talk about that I say are just ridiculous, it's just BS. And look, if you ever question yourself as a man, as to if your standards are too high, please stop questioning yourself. Stick to your standards. Do not fold for these women because this is ridiculous. Okay, this is ridiculous times 20. These women are insane. So when you come across a woman, or if you come across a woman who has these unrealistic expectations, I need you to pay my rent, I need you to do this, I need you to level up, I need you to do this, do not feel bad when you reject them. Do not feel bad when you reject them. Because this is what they really want. This whole idea of you need to make more money than me because I make this amount of money, it's all BS. All BS. Do not fall for the okie doke. Because these women, like we already know, will give the least or expect the least from these inmates and these men who are truly the bottom of the barrel. They do not expect anything from them. So do not feel pressured to do all this for a woman when she's being unrealistic. Okay. So with that being said, I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna go ahead and play the clip. Hit the like button, you guys. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Here we go.
Like they scared to say it, I'ma say it. I couldn't work at a prison. I'd be all back there in the cell with the men, especially the farmers. What you in here for, boo? For real, you did all that? And they locked you up for it? So what you want me to sneak you in, an Xbox or an iPhone? Girl, I have an Xbox, all them trying to get through there.
Sad women right here, yo, because we about to get into this comment section. Yeah, let's go and start the day off right. This probably going to be a part 1 to a series of women you need to avoid. If you watching this and you a young man, avoid these type of women. Let's get into it. Sexy Black 901 said somebody had to say it. Look at her. Look at Sexy Black. I'm gonna be real with you. Like, I'm sure she probably like is a pretty woman in real life. Like, you know what I'm saying? But Kane, hey, you see her run. Joy said that her work boyfriend would definitely be an inmate. 16,000 likes. The first one got 16,000 likes too. Let's look at Joy. Okay, it makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense. Jalen Richardson? That sounds like a dude, but it's a girl. One sob story and I'm a fold. Nope. At least we're self-aware. I'm looking at her, right? She's actually a pretty woman. You know what I'm saying? She could, you know what I'm saying? She could drop a few. And I really wish I had her hairline. But man, even the ones that look like they put together, like she looked like she got it going on. I'm gonna keep it a stat with you. I got an eye for people who look like they got their life together, and I'm gonna just keep it a stat with you. She look like she got her life together. But you gotta avoid her too. Shay said, girl, the men, they be fine. Look at Shay. Woo! My man is in prison and he fine than a motherfucker. I heard the nurse tell him in the background, how long you been in here, baby? Like, what? Des said, I'll be pregnant, baby. Man, it's...
Listen, look, these are the women who are gawking over inmates. These are the women who are saying they'll lose it all for an inmate. They're more, this ties into so much. It talks about, it relates to the women who have a type, the fact that these women want 6 feet tall men, they want all this money and all this stuff that they're asking for. All of that goes out the window. All of that goes out the window. These women do not care about any of that. Like I said, if the man is fine, if he looks good to them, oh, they don't care about all that goes out the window. That lady in the beginning said she would be sticking stuff up her hoo-ha, trying to get it in the prison to give it to that man. They'll go out of their way for the guys who are fine enough. That's all that they care about. That is at the top of their radar. All that money and all that other stuff is just BS. That's just for the gram. That's just for social media. That's not in real life. They are willing to risk it all for a man who looks good to them. This is why I say this is what I talked about yesterday. This superficial mess is ridiculous, but these women are BS. They are not serious. So all this other stuff about all this 360s or whatever, all this stuff they're talking about, child, y'all don't even pay that no mind because it's bullshit. Successful MD, thank you so much for being here and for the super chat. Says they can kick rocks and count sand on the beach, child. I know that's right, because this shows you they don't care about all that stuff. When it's somebody that they really like, they don't give a damn about all that other stuff. That's just for some dude they just want to take advantage of, like I said yesterday, and this further proves that. So look, if you simping in today's day and age, you just want to do it. Bottom line, let's continue.
It's never ending sad women in these comment sections, bro. This made me follow you because, yeah, LMAO. I mean, it just on my soul would have been all back there with my man. Swear. I just started screenshotting some of the women and like these women they're not ugly. Like these women look like something you know what I'm saying? You might look, oh, she a little attractive. You know what I'm saying? They not ugly. Like these women are women that like regular guys out here who live in regular life. They are just good looking, well put together looking women. You feel me? Out here free. Talking about they want to end. Look at these girls, bro. There's just no way. Every woman I'm putting up here want them an inmate, bro. Hey, man, it's scary for y'all out here, bro. Man. It's scary out here, bro. These women are openly admitting, like, shit, I be getting piped by an inmate. What? There are men out here free that y'all expect shit from, but you ain't going 50-50 with nobody free. You ain't going 50-50 with nobody who's free. You get that poo nanny up who is incarcerated.
Right. I mean, make that make sense. This is why I say a lot of these women are delusional and demented in the head, honey. They are insane. Something is not right. I keep saying it over and over. The more I come on this social media stuff and see these things, it more proves I prove my own point. These women are insane. They don't have it all straight. Something is off. They would rather get a dude in jail, risk it all. They don't care about STD. They don't care about nothing. They don't care about they don't care. And then on the top of that, when they're talking to men who seem to have their stuff together and have standards, the first thing they want to call y'all is sassy, and then they want to say GAY. But you talking about you will lose it all for a dude, an inmate, a dude in prison. You don't care. You're not worried about him being GAY. You're not worried about catching something. You're not worried about what they do in there. But the men on the outside who have standards, who might be a good fit for you, you don't want that. You putting up obstacles. They're putting up walls and obstacles because they don't really want these men. We see videos of women having these babies. We know you having babies by Pookie and Ray Ray, and you don't care if he got a job. You don't care if he make 6 figures. You don't care if he got a car. You don't care if you have anything. As long as you're attracted to him, that's all that matters, child. That's all that matters. So, I mean, if men wanted to just, be with these types of women, all you got to do is go make yourself more attractive. Go lift some weights, get a little muscly, go do something to your face to make you, make you more attractive. It ain't about the money. It's about how you look. If they're attracted to you, get some swag, talk to them crazy, act like you don't care, but have some swag and get some swag about yourself and go lift some weight, pump some iron, do that. It's not about the money. I think men have been looking at it wrong, some of them. Not about so much getting to the bag. It's about making yourself into what they like. Just look at Pookie and try to shape yourself like that, child. Because that's what they want. And then in the ones that if you go to jail and you go often, that makes you a prize to them. So women, the prize for these women is the men in jail. I'm not shocked, but I just didn't think it was this, it's way more in depth than I thought. A lot of these women really think their soulmate is in prison. It's crazy. The reason why it's so crazy is because the expectations. We think these women are delusional. They're more delusional than we thought. It's not about the money. It's really not. That's just a something that they're using to ward off the guys they know they really don't want, because they really don't want to be honest and say, you know what, we don't really care about that money. We don't really care about all of that. We just want what we like, and that's that. We don't care if he in jail. We don't care if he on the street. We don't care. We just want what we like. And what we like doesn't line up with the good men we say we want. Successful MD says, I work out, but I will not wear skinnies. They wear skinny jeans. That's what it is. Thank you for the super chat. Successful MD. Baby, it's a mess. It's a mess. It don't mess. So all this money, and this is just a tactic they're using so they can say, oh, we can't find the good men. We can't find the men out there because they don't exist and they don't. But you see, you going to the prison. When you get off social media after saying ain't no good men, you go to the prison and go get piped down by your real true love, your real desire. How he gonna take care of you from prison, child? It's bullshit. Let's continue.
This is why I don't buy we're tired of the Pookies and Ray Ray's conversation, because no, y'all not. A lot of women love the men that are in prison. A lot of women love the street guys. Y'all love it. So when y'all get into this conversation saying we tired of it, no, y'all not. You're not tired of it. There's women who come out and say we only want those type of men. I love that type of man. Even the quote unquote classiest, well-educated, well-put-together women love the Pookies and the Ray Rays.
Thanks.
So I'm overhearing all about all the men are in prison. We don't want them. Yes, y'all do. Yes, y'all do. And even making jokes about it, if she is trying to be funny, the comments were like, yes, girl, it'd be hard. I wouldn't be able to keep my composure. I wouldn't be able to keep myself together. So y'all don't want the good men. Women really don't want the good guy. Y'all don't. Y'all love the bad boys who treat y'all like y'all not worth anything, that dog walk you, and y'all complain, but that's what y'all want. Mm-hmm. The good guys always finish last because y'all don't want them. Y'all want the bad boy who gonna dog walk you.
And that's facts, honey. That is facts. Shout out to good sis. I forget what her name is, but she be speaking the truth too. They tried to come for her too. Classy perspective, thank you for the super chat, says it's also a tactic to stay a victim. Exactly. Thank you, classy perspective. I appreciate you for being here and the super chat. Thank you so much, brother. Yeah, it is a tactic that they use to stay victims, but the truth of the matter is they don't want good men. You don't want good men. You want to play victim, and you want to make it seem like you can't find what it is that you really want without really acknowledging what it is that you really want. Because what you really want, you're saying it, but you know that it's not good for you. You know the bad guy, the guy that's always in the streets, constantly getting arrested, going back and forth to jail. That's the type of guy that you are attracted to. This is why you hear women talking about their type. Their type is more important than the character of the guy. Because they can't get around the fact that that's just what they like, and it doesn't matter whether he has all this other stuff that they ask for. What's going on, Smitty? Shout out to you, Smitty. What's going on? How you been, brother? Hope all is well with you. Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for being here. So, you know, it's not about having all this stuff. They could care less. That's just something that they say. That's why you have to look at not just what a person say, but what they do, their actions. And the actions are showing that these women don't really care about any of that. If they got the money, if they get into the bag and they can pay for everything, the man that they really want, child, they'll let him in their house, let him live there, take care of him, buy him some clothes, feed him, do all of that. As long as he there and he is at least somewhat committed to her, she gonna be straight. She don't care if he make no money. She don't care if he makes six figures, make $6. She don't give a damn. As long as he fine and he pleases her the way she needs to be pleased, she don't care about all of that. These women, they only get mad and complain when the dudes leave them alone. When he use you for your food, your good shelter, your good AC, and he laying up in there and he living good. And then when he get tired and he leave you, this is when they're distraught. This is when they're complaining, talking about where all the good men at. No, you should say, where's the next man that I'm attracted to that's fine? Where can I find him at? Who's going to be loyal to me? So you want the inmates, you want a loyal inmate. You want a loyal man that you are attracted to, that's coming out of prison or in prison. They don't even be getting out, in there. And then they don't care what you in there for. They don't care what you did, child. You could have been an ex, you know, the leader. They don't care. They don't care. As long as you find enough, child, they'll lose it all. They'll risk it all. So it doesn't make any sense to listen to these women talk about all this money and try to go out your way for these women. Hell no. Hell no. Shout out to Rashad. Thank you so much for becoming a new member. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I can't pronounce your last name, but Pascal. Oh, I think it's Pascal. Thank you so much for becoming a member, Rashad. Pascal, thank you. I appreciate you. You know, it's just it is crazy. It really is. Successful MD says good men don't finish last. They are avoiding chameleons, narcissists, psychopaths, trashy, and shady females. How is living in peace last? Right. We need to change that. Right. Because no, you're actually saving yourself from the BS. Thank you so much for the super chat, Successful MD. You know, it's just crazy. It's crazy. So, you know, I wouldn't, you go out and you work hard to take care of yourself. You go out as a man or any adult and take care of yourself and make sure that you're good. If you have kids or whatever, make sure your kids, if you're a single man and if you have kids, make sure your kids are good. Take care of yourself. Live in peace. Do not run yourself ragged trying to build yourself up for a woman who really don't want you. Somebody who really is not into you. She would prefer pookie inmate to be with over you. Look at those types of guys, and that's how you'll determine what a lot of these women are looking for. So it's just insane to me that this is what it is. I'm not really shocked, but at the same time, it just also exposed the nature of these women again. Once again, they're contradicting themselves. You say you want a man 6 feet tall, he makes 6 figures. If you make 6 figures, he got to make what you make or more. He got to have this. He got to have that. He got to have a passport. You think Pookies and Pookie prisoners have passports? You think them inmates have passports? You think they have that? They don't care. They don't care. That's the cream of the crop for them. They don't care because those men have the aesthetics that they like. They're pumping iron or, lifting weight, whatever they're doing. That is what these women want. And they're exposing themselves. So my thing is this: if that's your preference, if that's what you like, cool. Nobody not mad at it, but just stop trying to make these men who are out here, who are productive, doing what they need to do to survive. Stop making it seem like they need to level up so much, and just say that whoever the man is, you just not attracted to him. And you just want a Pookie-like type, and you can't find it because they're all in prison. And you don't want to really say what you really want. So you're making all these unrealistic demands and expectations because you really don't want these men. Let's just say that. Be honest. Kenneth Dale, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, appreciate you, my sister. Thank you. I appreciate you for watching and for being here and for supporting the channel with your super chat. I appreciate you, Kenneth. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's just a hot mess. It really is. It really is. And once again, exposing themselves. So there's no reason for any man out here to be simping for these types of women. Just saying they're pumping more than iron. Right. Thank you, Classy Perspective. Thank you for the super chat. Baby, crazy. Oh my God. It's a mess. It really is. It's a mess. But let me go ahead. I want to play another clip for you guys. Let's see. Check this out.
Can y'all date a man that makes less money than y'all? And would you respect him as the man of the household? Would you listen to him?
Not at all.
No?
That's a hard question.
No, that's a hard question. How you gonna be the man of the house if you can't even provide?
No, he's providing. You just make more.
So what are you providing?
He's providing. You just make more money
than him.
He's still paying, putting his what he can towards the bills. You just make more money.
Okay, so my take on that is, I personally will not. So if I'm going to be in a relationship with somebody, as the man, I feel like the man is in charge of paying the mortgage, the rent. I don't feel like a woman should go half on the rent or the mortgage. Are we roommates? Because if we got to go half on the rent or the mortgage, that means we roommates. As the man of the house, you need to take care of that. The woman's supposed to take care of the small bills and things like that.
Okay, let me ask you this. Are you a traditional woman?
Meaning?
Do you play the traditional woman's role, like your great-great-grandma, meaning you're submissive?
Like subscribing to
I will be submissive if you're that man.
No, listen. No if. Mm-hmm. Are you submissive?
I have been submissive, yes.
No, not had. Are you naturally a submissive woman? Meaning it's not conditional. Like, this is literally you. It doesn't matter what man you're with, you're going to be the traditional woman, period.
I could be traditional.
So it's conditional.
No, that's a bunch of BS too. Child, listen, this just proves to you once again, I don't know how many times I've been saying this. A lot of these women don't want to be traditional. They are not traditional women because they were never raised to be traditional women. They were never raised to be traditional women. They are not traditional women at all. They're not traditional. They're not submissive. These women don't look at that. That's not something that they want to do. They really don't. But I do think that when they say, "Oh, I'll be submissive for the right guy," I think they might have a point there. I think it's for the inmates. I think they'll do whatever for them. Oh yeah, because he gonna pump them down, give them what they want. She's attracted to him. She gonna let anything fly when it comes to him. So it might be right. And he ain't gotta go half. He ain't gotta worry about 50-50. He don't have to do any of that. They're gonna risk their livelihood, they're gonna risk their lives, risk their freedom. A bunch of and part of that clip that I played, they talked about also the women who became pregnant for a lot of the inmates. There are women guards who are having babies, multiple babies for the guys in there. They're sleeping with them, getting pregnant, losing their jobs, and there's a lot more to the story. So it's a lot going on. These women, excuse me, y'all. I told you about the website that they have for you to go online and you can go in and find you a man in there and all these things. You can see what they're in there for. There's a website for these, and a lot of women are on those websites because for whatever reason they can't find a man who's free and out in the world that meets their requirements. So they go to the prisons and they go find a guy who they want. And there's a lot of women who frequent those websites and a lot of women who are going to the prisons, meeting up with their men in jail, meeting up with their men, having, visits with them. They're really taking on these men in prison because they don't see attractive men out here. What that means is not that it's not good, attractive men out here. It's just, they're not their types. Their types are locked up. Their types, it shows you the type of men that these women want, and they can't get past it. You have women who clearly can articulate that a man is not really into them. He doesn't really like them, but he's their type, and they end up making baby. There's a video of this woman talking about the men that she don't like her, but she's having babies by them. You're giving them a baby because that's how intense that type is. That's how intense you like that type. That type overrides and overrules everything else about the person. You would rather become a statistic, put yourself in harm's way for the guy that's your type, knowing that he's not good for you. How many women are crying on social media about men messing over them and men doing them dirty and all of this, but it's their type that's doing that to them. The guy who is not their type, they can't do it. They can't do it. They can't see themselves in a relationship with a man who's a provider for real, a man who's a protector, a man who's a family man, a man who wants a family, wants to be a loyal, committed man who's going to be with just you. They're not their types. They have a certain type and they used to that. That man done, pipe them down real good and they can't think straight. That's really what it boils down to. It's nothing of any substance for real. It's all superficial BS. That's it. They can't find their type because he doesn't look a certain way. He doesn't give them that feeling that they're used to from that type, and they stuck on that. It done really messed their brain up. Let's say women, Lord have mercy, are a hot mess for real. Divine Photo says, modern women make requirements for simps. Why don't they just say they want a pookie in a suit instead of masquerading, having standards for men? Exactly, Divine. Exactly. That's it in a nutshell. Thank you once again for the super chat. I appreciate you. That's it in a nutshell. I just wish they would be honest. The truth is coming out anyway. Calvin Bruton says, if men like Felice Johnson and Richard Ramirez can get women, the men on the outside are screwed. Exactly. Now, I know who Felice is. I don't know who Richard Ramirez is, but I know who Felice is. And baby, child, that's what it's looking like. That's what it's looking like, Calvin. I mean, because listen, more and more women are coming out or exposing themselves, showing their true nature and what they really want. And I think that's why I say it's best to be honest. Thank you once again for the super chat, Calvin. I appreciate you. Be honest with yourselves. Because to me, when you're honest, at least men know what they're working with. They know, they see what it is, and they can move accordingly. Blue Exodus, how are you? How you been? Thank you so much for being here. Says, I remember a few years ago, a pro-black woman said on YouTube, all the masculine men are locked up, and that's why black women are the least married. LOL. Yes, Lord. I mean. I know, thank you once again for the super chat. I appreciate it. It's crazy. So once again, it's basically them telling the truth. They're exposing themselves in a subtle, well, it was subtle, but what they're saying is that's what they are attracted to. So the majority of the men that they are attracted to are in prison. If you think about the Kendra G show, right? And we review that all the time and we watch it. Look at the majority of the women on that show. I mean, just about every one of those women that come on that show has a baby daddy that's been deleted, right? So, or he was in the streets. Just about every one of them have a baby daddy that was either doing drugs or doing stuff he wasn't supposed to, been locked up, or they are locked up. Just about every one of them who have multiple baby daddies, one or two or all of them, have been up to no good. And we ask ourselves, why is it that you keep choosing the same type of guys? Because that is what the majority of these types of women like. They're just waiting for these dudes to get their minds right and maybe change. Maybe they're going to grow up at one point, and they never do. So if you're looking at these women and the type of men that they date and what they look for, we call them Pookie and Ray Ray, but that is what it is. That's just, it's the bad boy image, the guys who, are in the streets, not ever trying to get it together, not trying to, better their lives. They out here that they're street dudes. That's all they know. So they're in and out of prison. And these are the men that these women really want. That's why I say Tupac in a suit, because you want a street guy, but you want him to clean it up and do right by you and get a job and somehow make some money and be loyal to you, because that's who you really, really, really want to be with. They can't fathom the idea of being with a straight lace guy, a guy who's not gangster. He's straight laced. He don't have no swag, but he's a good dude. Attractive, could be an attractive guy, but he's not about that life. He's not in the streets. He's not trying to go back and forth to jail. He got a stable life. He goes to work. He comes home. He really is a family oriented type of guy. They don't want that shit. They want the guy who's risky, in and out of trouble. She got to bail him out every time. He has no self, he don't know how to compose himself. He has a temper. He's ready to fight at a drop of a dime. That's what they call masculine. You could be masculine as a man, but not just erratic and just have no type of self-composure. They like the guys who don't have any guidance, who were not raised with fathers who taught them how to be men, and they just angry all over the place and fighting and getting into trouble and things like that. They want that. That's excitement to them. They like the excitement. They don't like the real stable men who don't have any drama, because that's boring. So when you hear women say, oh, this guy, man, he was boring. Yeah, because he ain't talking about his prison rap sheet or whatever. He's not talking about the people he robbed, or the run-ins with the cops and how he police chases or whatever. He don't have none of that. So his life is boring, and you don't want that. He don't have 3 or 4 baby mamas that you got to argue with and get out and fight with in the streets for him, over him. They like that. They like the drama. Classist perspective, thank you for the super chat. Says, remember Ted Bundy got his lawyer pregnant? Child. It is what it is. I don't remember that, but I'm pretty sure you guys do. But thank you for the super chat. It's insanity. So there you have it. These women don't really want the type of men they're saying they want on social media. This is why they can't find the good guy. The good guy to them is their type, and their type is in prison. So we should see an upswing of women going to the prisons, getting them a man. They don't care if he locked up. They ain't worried about him taking care of them. They ain't worried about 50-50. They want to go get them conjugal visits so he can, get them what they've been longing for, because that's all they know. That's all they want. That's what they associate with a masculine man, because once he do that, they lose their minds. We see they don't know how to think, which way to go. And that's all they know. They're purposely getting pregnant by these guys. They're not worried about a father figure. They're not worried about all this money. They're not worried about this lifestyle. They could care less. They will provide that lifestyle. They will go out of their way to do what they need to do for their kids. As long as they got this man who's gonna, that they're attracted to and gonna pipe them down good. That's all they care about. It's very clear. So it's no wonder they'll go and become lesbians, because they they don't want to, they will not settle with it. I said this before. They don't want to settle because they would, to them it's settling to get with a decent guy who has standards, because, the men that they are attracted to, you don't have to have standards. You don't have to have anything. They really want him to be loyal and faithful to them. And that's the only issue. If he could just be in prison, and they probably like him there because they feel like, okay, well, maybe he'll be faithful there. But I mean, you could have multiple women coming to the prison for you, I'm sure. They have certain days. On Monday, you can have such and such come by, Tuesday, or whenever visiting day. You could have multiple women coming by and still be a player in prison. A prison player. I'm pretty sure that happens. So you're still not avoiding that. So bottom line, any man, in my opinion, listen to the expectations of these women. If you ain't get it by now, you should get it now. There's no way that you should be out here striving and struggling to give this woman this lifestyle when she'll go get a prison pookie, and baby, he don't have to provide nothing. He can't pay her bills in there. He can't give her nothing, but he can't give her any of that. And she's not expecting him to. He can't take her to a 5-star restaurant. He can't do any of that. And he ain't trying to, and he don't have to, and he know he don't have to. So it'll be a waste of time for these types of women. Once again, it's not all women, but these are the women with these expectations. So it's just a mess. I want to play another clip though. This clip here, I think I played this a while back when this woman was talking about single mothers, but this kind of lends to that at the same time. Why would a man want to come in and take on single mothers when they know that these women only really want these types of guys? Let me play this clip for you guys.
If I was a man, I would only date single mothers or people or mothers, period. Because
I'm gonna stop you there.
Let me get the explanation to that. I feel like motherhood changed me so much, and although I'm married, I'm not single. My mental it's not because my mental isn't married. You know what I'm saying? My mental is my mental. Yeah. So when I tell you a lot of stuff about me changed. I value myself more. I value my time more. I don't really give my time and my energy to shit that just don't matter, don't equate to nothing. So if I was a man, especially if I was a man that was older in age a little bit, like Pawpaw, I would literally be like, you know what? I want a single woman, because a single mom, they know how to get it done. They really be like the grade A people for real. It'd be a single women, them, not us, because I got.
But you got to be careful.
But when I was
devil's advocate with that.
Do y'all agree or disagree with what she's saying? What do you agree with that? Of course, I don't agree. I just think that's ridiculous. Just look, just because you're a mother, you have to be responsible as a mother. That's what that means. I'm not, just because you're a single mother, it doesn't mean that you're a bad person. I'm not saying because you're a single mother, it just automatically makes you a bad person. No, doesn't make you a bad person, but it says a lot about your choices. And if you come across men who have standards, they have a right to say, nah, my standards are higher than that. I don't have to deal with you. I don't because being with you means I'm responsible for more. It's not free to be with any woman, and also, being responsible for her kids is a big responsibility. Class's perspective says she's talking about being an adult, shaking my head. Exactly. That's being an adult. Being a responsible adult is what you're supposed to be. You're supposed to grow up and be responsible. I don't think it makes sense, in my opinion, for any man to take on a single mother with multiple baby daddies. That's going to be a major responsibility for him. That's more responsibilities than he may, that he want to take on. I don't think women think of the effects of that. I don't think they think of how, the amount of pressure and stress that would put on a man. Yes, if the man is interested in you or he's attracted to you or might want to, be in a relationship with you, that's fine. But when he look at 1, 2, 3 3 or more kids that you have, he's looking at the overall picture. And a lot of women don't pay attention to that. They don't pay attention to the fact that as much as they try to say, oh, well, you don't have to take care of my kids. I got my kids. It's you're dating me, not my kids. Well, he is dating you because once again, the idea that if he has to do something for you, he's not going to ignore the children. The children. I mean, if y'all end up being in a relationship, he's ultimately, because if you're dating with the purpose of being in a relationship, right? Or building together. So he's not going to be with you and not do anything for your kids. The kids are a package deal. So he's looking at that package deal and saying, hey, what is this going to cost me? How much am I going to have to work to take care of her and her kids? Because the baby fathers are probably in prison, so they can't do anything. So you're solely responsible. What is this going to take? What am I going to? He's going to have to work really hard to do that. And then he doesn't have any kids of his own. Or if he does have kids, he got to take care of his kids and your kids. That's a major responsibility. And a lot of women don't think of that. They don't see the bigger picture. They're just like, they just want what they want and that's it. You're not thinking of anything past that. Oh, this is what I want. This is what you should provide and you better provide it. But then this is where men are looking at, okay, what did you require from your baby fathers? Because you didn't require anything from them. Once again, it shows that was their type. The guys who they had the 3 children with, the 3 baby daddies were Pookie and Ray Rays. They didn't make no 6 figures. They weren't required to have stable income or to be loyal to you. They weren't required to be with you solely. They were out doing whatever it is they want to do and came to you, pipe you down, got you pregnant, and that was it. There was nothing else that was required of them. But you gave them babies, and now you still don't require anything from them because then you're not even putting them on child support because they don't keep a job that you can't find them. So you ain't really putting them on child support. But now this new man, he has to come in, make a lot of money to take care of you and your 3 kids that Pookie and Ray Ray don't even take care of. He got to possibly deal with them on some degree because he might show up, he might get out of prison and come to your house and want to see his kid. And what the new man gonna do? He got to sit back and let him come and see his kid or have a problem with him or got to go, blow to blow with him to try to, be a man and protect his household. But she's going to allow him to do it because that's who she really likes. He's just not stepping up financially and she's using you for that. So you might have to you got to deal with all of that. And in many cases, these men don't have their own children. So you got to deal with Pookies, all 3 of them. What if all 3 of them get out of jail at the same time? What if they all, you know what I'm saying, and want to see their kid? She gonna let them. It's a bunch of stuff that these men shouldn't have to deal with, and I wouldn't want to deal with that either. That's crazy, and because the mentality of the women plus their choices equals bad, a hot mess. So that's why, and when they try to pull the shaming tactics again, well, why don't you want to be with a single mother? You were raised by a single baby. Just because I was raised by a single mother, that don't mean I want to become one. And that don't mean that's for the young men that they have to date one. That's not their choice. But it's just like I said, the mentality, the mind, the mentality has to change. The way you think, the way you perceive things, you gotta change that. But there's no changing it if these women are stuck on what they believe and what they want. Nobody can change it. Nobody can change it. It is what it is. I'm glad the truth is finally coming out and they're being exposed. Well, they're exposing themselves. And men are listening. Men are listening. They're paying attention and they're moving accordingly. Because like I said, my sons, they already know what's going on. They see this stuff already. Because I definitely don't want my sons out here messing with no hyenas and out here fooling with these women, you know, and they have the wrong motives and trying to use them. Hell to the no. So yeah, they already see the foolishness that's going on and they want no parts of it. And hopefully they stay that way. Because when it comes to your family and your kids and yours, you see it differently. A lot of these women don't see it as it relates to them, but they know they don't want their daughters fooling with inmates. They don't want their sons fooling with a grown old woman with 4 and 3 and 4 kids, whether they grown or not. They don't want that. A controlling old broad trying to tell you what to do and how to spend your money and treating you like a child. No, you wouldn't want that for your sons. So it's just a mess, you know, in a nutshell. A lot of these women, they can't find their type because their types are in prison and they're going to the prisons to finally get them, period. That's just what it is. And the expectations that they have for a lot of these men out here who have their stuff together is only because they want you to provide for them. They need help and a man in jail can't really help them. Don't be surprised you with a woman like this and you catch her at the prisons, letting, you know, her prison pookie bust it down. And then she come home to you like she like you. And all she doing is using you because you're stable, because you can provide and you can take care of things, but she really don't want you. She really want that pookie who she's just like head over heels for deep down inside. And she really missed that. That's all she want. And you only want the stable men for their stability. That's it. You want them to pay for everything. That's why the expectations are so high. That's why, like I said yesterday, that's why that's all they care about. How much money you can make, how much money you can spend on me, because that's all they want you for. I don't come on. And it's sad, but it's true. And so when you're out here dating, you got to really be able to distinguish between the women who only are looking for help and the women who actually are interested in you. Red flag, once again, I said it yesterday. A woman who's interested in you is not going to automatically ask you what you do for a living, how much money you make, can you pay this, are you capable of doing this and doing that? No, she's going to talk to you. She's going to want to know things about you. She's not going to be into all your money. She's not going to care about that. But the ones who only care about that, that's all they care about, and that's all they're going to ask about. That's just that. I'm going to go ahead and pull up another clip I want to share with you guys, which kind of speaks to this as well. But it's a hot mess, y'all. Let me try to find this clip. Hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button. Make sure y'all hitting the like button, please. That helps the sister out. Please hit the like button. But it's a mess, you know, and the more women talk, the more they expose themselves. That's just what it is. The more they talk, the more they expose themselves, the more they tell the truth. And I don't think they realize that it's exposing them and that men are paying attention. You know, there are more women on social media than men. And a lot of these women really, really didn't take into account that a lot of these men are listening. This is why they always asking, well, I don't know why, playing like they're delusional, why men aren't approaching us, why men aren't doing this, why men aren't doing that, because they're paying attention to what you guys are saying. They're paying attention to what you're posting on social media, what you're saying you want, what you're saying you don't want, these unrealistic, superficial expectations. They're listening, they're paying attention, and they're not approaching. They're moving on with their lives as they should. Here we go. Here's the clip.
I have noticed some men don't like to date women that have kids.
Is this not? Is it normally men who already have children or men who don't have children?
Sometimes it's men that already have kids, and which is sad because it's like you already have kids, but you don't want to date someone that has kids.
Do you think that the economic times that we're in has a lot to do with that? Because I can see that a man who possibly has children with someone else, and then they come into a relationship with a woman who has children, they may not want to carry that financial load of the responsibility of having to care for this child also.
Right. Economically, I don't know. That's a tough question, actually. It's very tough because.
Of course it's tough. Like I said, you don't think about that. Financially, economically, it's going to cost him more to have to take on a larger family. He would be better off just taking care of himself. He knows what he can afford. He's working towards whatever he's working towards. It's going to be a lot cheaper and more beneficial if he didn't have all of that load. It's a lot. Children are a major responsibility, even just one child. So if you have multiple children, it takes a lot to take care of a large family. I know, we know. But you have to be prepared for that. If you want to have children, this is why it's better off to marry before you carry and have stable people, have a plan in place at least, or have two responsible people who are in a position to take care of these kids. But just out here making these babies, they don't realize the cost that's associated with it and how expensive it really is. And for you as a single mother with who may have multiple kids, they talk about it's a struggle and we got to do it all. And single mothers are this and they got to do all this. Well, it's difficult. So what do you think it's going to be easier for a man to come in and have to be responsible for all that as well? And then on top of that, a lot of these women don't want to contribute. You've been contributing and doing it all by yourself. But then when a man comes in, now the expectation is that he pays all your bills, all the bills, and take care of all these kids and do all this. You don't even want to help him. So what incentive would that be for any man to want to come in and have to take care of you and all your kids? What's the incentive of him doing that versus him taking care of himself very well? That's added stress, added pressure. And on top of that, you have a combative woman who's entitled. All of a sudden, she becomes entitled. When you come into the picture, now she's traditional and she wants you to handle everything while she sits back and have this soft girl life, which she's never had her entire life. Make that make sense? It doesn't. Let's continue.
Yeah, like I said, everything plays a part in everything. Economically, yes, it is hard.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Because when you look at like back then,
Yeah.
it was much more prevalent for a man to be open to taking a woman with children. It was easier to do that, especially when you consider being able to afford a bigger family back then.
Unless you're offering to pay for the babysitter, I'm not going on that date. Don't just assume that I'm going to be able to drop off my child somewhere, because most likely I'm not. Offer to pay for the babysitter. That's going to make me more receptive to want to go and spend my time with you.
Baby, listen, just say this. If you can't afford to date, don't date. Bottom line. If you can't afford to pay for a babysitter for your kid, baby, you shouldn't be dating. How about that? How about that? You should not be dating if you can't afford a babysitter. That's not that man's responsibility. I'm so sick of seeing these types of videos. Once again, all of these unrealistic expectations for men is BS, because you know that you probably dated a prison pookie and he didn't have to do anything. You would find a babysitter for that child to go visit him in jail. You would go find you would find a babysitter. You would go out of your way to make sure you get a babysitter to go visit him in jail. He ain't offering nothing but, putting it on you real good. Because that's the only thing I can see that they're losing their minds for these types of men. Because other than that, he can't provide anything. He can't do anything substantial for you. So all you going to get is a wet tail, and that is driving you insane. That's all they can offer. But you'll find a babysitter for that. So just miss me with this idea of, if you can't pay for my baby, you can't do the lease, then I'm not dating him. Well, how about he not dating you, honey? He's not going to go on that date with you. He has the option too now. And he ain't missing out on much. So you got to get it together. Rashad Pascal, thank you so much for the super chat, says, why her hairline look like she got the razor line up? I'll see that in past, because it looks like the alphabet boys in girls got. Hey. Baby, thank you for the super chat, Rashad. I appreciate you. Oh, Lord, y'all, the trip. What's going on, Ivan? How are you? Yeah, come on now. So when we hear this, and then when men hear this, just, okay, keep it moving, child. I don't care what you look like. I don't care. That's why I was saying, you got to look at the person, the character, not just what they look like, because they'll get you every time. Let's continue.
men don't want older women. I have a hard time believing that older men genuinely see younger women and think, this is my romantic equal. Yeah. Like, I don't think you think that about a 22-year-old, sir. Winston, Charles. I agree. Think back if you can. Don't say anything out loud. Just think about what you were doing at 21. Don't say nothing. See, look at your face. Look at your face. You see what I'm talking about? You don't know yourself enough. You're naive. You're immature. You have no business dating somebody who can buy houses and such.
Bro. Now, this is, excuse me, y'all. This is where women are stupid. God forgive me. This is the problem. Like, who raised y'all? Who told y'all? And you can think back to when you were 21 and think how naive and how probably you was out there riding all the CCs and being immature and just riding up that body count, not realizing how that's going to negatively affect you later on for relationships and marriage, right? So this is why I don't say nothing. Yeah, you thinking of what you were doing, but was that what you were supposed to be doing? You know, you were taught that that's what you were supposed to do. You were taught that, oh, you're supposed to have your fun in your 20s. That means ride all the CCs, ride up that body count. And then when you hit 30s, now you're supposed to look for a stable man and marriage. And I don't think that any of that past behavior is going to play a role in you getting the man that you want. So to me, a lot of young women were given the wrong message. We're taught the wrong things. And now that men are speaking out and saying, hey, we want, this type of woman, or we want these women. And they want to have families and they want children with the woman who doesn't have any kids, while most women were taught, Black women were taught, oh, have fun in your 20s. And that fun meant the majority of them have at least one child or more. So now you've already created a broken home. You're masculine, you're independent, you don't need a man, you don't need one until you're ready. And then when you're ready, you realize these men want something else. See? And so why couldn't women prioritize marriage and a man in their youth? Why is everything, once you've been ran through and washed out, you now you're supposed to want a man? Why is fun always related to sleeping around and being promiscuous? Why is that the only fun why can't you do things being you just being I don't understand that. That's the only fun that you can have as a young person. I don't understand it, but I do think our mothers and grandmothers gave us the wrong information, and a lot of women just ran with it, and that's just what they believe it should be. And now years later, you got 2-3 baby daddies, and you're sitting around single and wondering where all the good men at and why they don't want you. Let's continue.
Being a single mom is literally the hardest shit ever. Like, you cannot do anything. I literally got like one side of my weights racked at the gym because I tried to work out, and they're calling me over the intercom to come get him literally after 5 minutes because he don't want to be with anybody but me because I'm the only person with him. But you literally just can't do anything. I'm literally so exhausted from work like 90% of the time, so I don't ever get to do like a good like real workout. And I got up trying to do a workout this evening, and he don't even want to go to the kids club. This is like the 3rd time I've tried to take him. He does not like to be with strangers, so it just makes it hard because I can't do anything. The only time I have help is when I'm working, but I can't ever do anything for myself. And the other parent just gets to do whatever they want. Literally whatever. You can go hang out with your friends, you can work out, you can complain about how tired you are, but this man requests.
Baby, child, what in the world is going on? Once again, what did these people think motherhood was going to be like? Lord, there's so many times when my children were babies that I had to sacrifice doing things for myself for them. What did y'all think motherhood was like? And doing it all by yourself is worse. But I can't even count how many times I had to sacrifice working out or sacrifice doing things for myself for my babies. Who told these people that they were going to still be able to just live a life like they don't have any kids with kids? What did you think motherhood was supposed to be? When you decide to have children, then you sacrifice yourself for your kids. And I know this new age says, oh, well, you have to take care of yourself before you can take care of anybody else. That's true. You have to make sure that you're good to be in a good position to take care of your kids. That's true. But at the same time, you sacrifice for your kids. Those babies, I mean, to be on the internet crying about taking care of your kids and sacrificing your needs for that child, it's nasty work to me. That's what it is. That comes with the territory. Those babies want to eat when they need to eat. That means sometimes you got to wait to eat to feed that baby. When they need diaper changes and they need things, or are they sick, you have to put yourself on a back burner to make sure that your kids are good. Those babies, they take all of your time. I don't understand what these young people thought being a mother was. Did you think you could have a baby and just throw it off on somebody and go continue to live your life and be outside and do everything that you want to do without having to sacrifice your time for the child that you brought into this world? I don't get it. And to once again, to be on social media crying about being a mother and doing what you're supposed to do as a mother is real nasty work. I'm just saying. I don't understand. I don't know who told them that motherhood was supposed to be easy and it's a walk in the park and it's a cakewalk and you'll be able to go do everything that you was doing when you were single and childless. You'll be able to go run the streets. You'll be able to do whatever it is you want when you have a child. It's all good. Just, go ahead, just have them all, raise them by yourself. You'll be able to still live your life and go to the clubs and go do whatever. Like, who told them that? Successful MD says single/struggle versus good man, better life. Child. Thank you for the super chat, Successful MD. It's just insanity. But that's the same way they think in terms of relationships. Relationships, it's supposed to be easy street, easy mode. Everything that I want, he must do. As long as he's doing that, it's so great. And I can just be who I am and do what I want. That's what a relationship is. Happy wife, happy life. Whatever, as long as she's happy, I'm good. Everything she wants. And no matter what makes her happy, I'm just there to provide. I'm just there waiting for her to request something new so I can just keep her happy, and everything is going to be good. That's crazy. Let's continue.
That on the second date, the woman come with no makeup on. How do y'all feel about that?
How do we feel about that?
Yeah, let's talk about it. How dare you request how I show up to the date? First of all, I haven't thought about it. I was just listening to the segment.
Right.
But I do believe that there is some validity in understanding who a woman is and what she does look like.
Right.
Before you are too far along.
Right.
Right?
I agree. Yeah. I think requesting it is kind of outrageous. Mm-hmm. You're not going to tell me what I can and can't wear, what I put on my body at all. That's just not happening. Right. But I feel like, eventually I'm going to want to be comfortable around you. So I'm going to, not wear makeup. I'm going to be in my sweatpants and my, baggy t-shirt just because that's how I am on a regular basis, Right. But for you to request that, I don't think that's appropriate.
Harris or don't.
Now, before we get into this next part of the clip, listen, I think now men are just done, honey. Men are tired of the shenanigans. They're tired of the BS. They listen, you going to show me what it is now or never. Because women have requested so much unrealistic stuff. Now men are saying, you know what? Let me really see what I'm working with. Because, baby, you're not going to pull this one over, pull the wool over my head. You're not going to pull a fast one on me. I want to know what you look like on day one, honey, because I'm not playing these games with you. And if you can't do that, oh, well, keep it moving, child, because these men don't want to be like that lady. I think she was from another country. That man divorced her because She had the makeup on and she looked gorgeous. She took the makeup off, looked like her skin was all burnt up, and that man wanted a divorce. And you know, they don't want you to pull that on them, because makeup, like I said, can definitely transform you, can make you into something that you are really not. So these men are just tired of the shenanigans. They're tired of the BS. They're like, baby, come with the make. You know, normally a man wouldn't request a woman to come without any makeup on, because it used to be women didn't wear so much makeup. You would see a couple of women here and there who wore like thick makeup, but the majority of them did not. But nowadays, you really have to really see what's going on, because they'll pull a fast one on you and get you all wrapped up and locked in, and then turn around and show you what they really look like. And child, and then it's too late. Now you done built up feelings for you, and you like, damn, I gotta accept it. They're not playing these games. They want to know what you look like. Take that damn makeup off, go on a date with no makeup on it, and let them see. It shouldn't be that hard if you look decent. It shouldn't be that hard to do. Classy Perspective says they just prove why they're the least married. Exactly. Thank you for the super chat, Classy. You know, it's just crazy. You have unrealistic expectations. Now men don't care. They're just asking for it straight up. And if you don't want to do it, then that's a red flag, and they know to keep on moving. Just say it. Let's continue.
Trump. Oh, shit.
Let me go back.
But for you to request that, I don't think that's appropriate.
Kamala Harris or Donald Trump?
Oh, shit. My partner's gonna make a lot of money with Donald Trump.
The $1,200 stimulus?
Kamala Harris is not African American. Donald Trump trying to help my people get their jobs back. Kamala Harris was never even a president. She was the sidekick.
Shay.
What you did Biden really use to just like draw us in?
Yeah, and then the bitch wasn't even black, cuz we thought that whole was black. The whole race, we thought she was black. The bitch is.
So I wanted to throw that in there. So that's like one of those dating pop the balloon shows where she asked Kamala Harris or Donald Trump. I thought it was interesting because he was talking about how she's not even African American, and you know how they used her or whatever. But I thought that was interesting because that's what it's come to now, where people are going to start asking who you voting for to determine whether they want to date you or not. So we know, you know, this is why a lot of people don't discuss politics and religion when dating, because, you know, once that's a determining factor for some, which I think, you know, I don't think it should be a determining factor, you know, but it can be, because people are really into their politics. They're really into their religious beliefs. And if you're not on the same page, that could definitely be something that determines whether y'all on the same page or whether they want to date you or not. So yeah, that was interesting. I wanted to just throw that in there. But listen, y'all, bottom line. So listen, women have exposed themselves. It's crazy. As crazy as it is, they have exposed themselves. They've put it all on the table. They basically telling y'all what it is that they want, what they don't want, what they really want. And it's really up to the men to decide. So it's always been up to the men to decide. But I think a lot of men in the past were not privy to a lot of the information that they have now. So they were making decisions based on what they thought they should have been doing, you know, being these stepfathers to these women with these kids. They thought that was an honorable thing to do. They thought that they were doing the right things, and it really never benefited them. And I think the more information you have, the better short decisions you can make when it comes to relationships. And overall, I think men are seeing that, and men have responded to it, and they're moving accordingly, and they're not just accepting anything. They don't feel the need to take on single mothers just because they were told it was honorable. No, they realize that a lot of these women don't want to change. They have a specific type, and this is why they have a hard time getting in relationships. They say they want good men, but they really don't. They want the men that they are attracted to kind of level up and be something that they're never going to be. And then when they get you, a man who's been responsible, is, you know, doing what he's supposed to do, they expect the most out of you because they feel like, hey, you're not really my type, but so I'm gonna put all of the expectations on you and you have to level up. And what that means is they don't really want you. They just want what you can provide. They know that they're getting older and they need stability in their lives. So they're just going to go for a man who has it together, but they don't really want him. And that's their way of settling without saying they're settling. So when they say they're not going to settle, they're not going to settle for a guy that's not their type. And if they do, you have to come bring it in the financial aspect as much as possible. That's all they're saying. Because what they really want is in prison. That's what they're saying. The men that they really want, they're telling other women, girl, the fine men are in jail. Let's go get them. Because that's what they really want. They've always wanted the men who were going to prison, in trouble, the bad boy. That was always a thing as far as I can remember. But I never thought, fast forward years later, you have women still out here talking about prison pookies is where is that, child? So I'm going to leave it there, y'all. I told y'all this was going to be a short. I wanted to just bring this to y'all quickly. I wasn't even supposed to be up here, but I'm glad I did come up. And I'm glad you guys are here. But thank y'all once again for watching. It's a shorter live, but I wanted to give my 2 cents on this and wanted to get y'all thoughts on it. Make sure you guys hit the like button on your way out. Continue to watch the videos posted on the channel, y'all. Support by liking and sharing the videos if you can. Also hit that notification bell to be notified when I go live or post new content. That is super, super helpful, you guys. So yeah, definitely continue to support. Shout out to everybody who gave super chats or cash apps or anybody who's ever watched the channel and supported in any way. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for supporting the channel, right? Shout out to everybody in the building, everybody watching. Y'all stay tuned for more. And yeah, I'm out of here. Thank y'all so much for being here. I will be back really, really soon. So yeah, just stay tuned for more. So thank y'all so much for watching. I appreciate you guys. Stay safe, be blessed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Mwah. Bye.